What's up, fiends? Alucard here, along with Patrick from Have Cheetah with you, and we are the Midnight Society. Dun, 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 dun,
I know, man, rocking.
dun. What's
Oh,
going on, everybody?
hello, hello, hello.
All right, let's
I think
see.
they caught us are practicing our martial arts. I was doing the ninja claw.
They might have since we're an hour early.
That's right. Yeah,
That
well,
that's the pre-show, everybody.
that's it. That's it. But listen, I came ready. To wake up. I came ready.
Damn,
This is kung fu juice right here.
dude, there you go. I got the.
Ninja energy right here.
There you go. Nice,
Uh,
nice.
Hi Vanessa.
Put that
All
on.
right, all right.
Let's see.
Wow. Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm still recovering from last week, man. I had so much fun uh, uh last week's show. Just crazy fun.
Yeah, it was American Ninja is just fun, you know.
Oh, hi June, how are you?
Come on,
Vanessa,
yep. The
uh,
fam's in the house.
fans in the house.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, in the Bat and Cat Cave.
yeah. There you go. Everybody like the new logo on the top corner there.
Ooh, that's right. Yeah, see, it's our picture right up there on the right hand side.
That's right. It's both of us right there.
That, that's cool. How you're gonna have to tell me how you did that now?
I can't reveal vampiric secrets.
Matt Fever.
Yeah. Hey,
Hi,
T Betty in the house.
yeah, that was a. Oh yes, love the. Oh yeah, what T-shirt are you wearing? Are we supposed to ask you what T-shirt you're wearing?
Oh, today I got the Good Brothers.
Okay, and today I got I got old dude vampire on for glory, uh, because this. So, I got that going on. So yeah,
Yeah,
this is our first official Sunday of the Sunday block of quality entertainment.
indeed.
Uh, we got 8 to 10. We got me, Al, and the Cheetah, and then at 10 o'clock, right after we're done, we are going to go over to Gory B movie and go over there and check out her show. And I think this might be the last round of drafting that she does for her big battle royal.
I
But
believe
you know
so.
what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw this hat in the ring right here. You and we're going to come up with a character that we're going to have her enter us as our representative.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, the bat and the cat.
That's right. We're going to come up with a character that kicks much ass. We're going to sponsor him.
There you
I don't
go.
know what character we are. I just came up with this idea right now, but before the end of the night, before I go over there, we're going to come up with a character that I'm thinking we're going to enter Joe Armstrong.
Hey, yeah, that works.
She's
That works.
doing fine. She's doing final people,
Yeah,
and one other category. Hey, Joe's been a final person. Why can't he make it in there?
indeed. He is the hero, right?
That's
So
right. He is the American Ninja. I almost oversold that with the American Badass. But
the American Badass is the Undertaker, sir.
I know what Mark's knocking on my door. The last
Like,
thing I want to do, is break up a fight between the undead and a cheetah.
hey,
Right. Hi, Michael. How are you, sir?
it happens. Katie's in the house. Michael's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Betty's in the house.
Betty's in the
Okay,
house.
there you go.
Oh yeah, Betty's in the house. Yep. Yep.
Betty, and Auntie Betty. There you go.
Wow.
We got we
I
we
think
got a,
I think
we, we got
I
a
think
we got a
we might have
bevy of Bettys.
we might have more Bettys in our chat than in Riverdale.
We might. we might.
Uh,
All right. So today we are talking about, if I can find it,
Uh-oh. Well, he is
American
a
Ninja
ninja.
2.
He is a ninja, so you would have a hard time finding him.
So yeah, I can see that. I can see that. So yeah, who in the chat has seen American Ninja 2? Please let us know. I'd like to know because I know right now this is not the easiest movie to find. So that's yeah. Bud Files is here. Hello.
Hello, bud. How are you? Hi, Jennifer Tochi.
Oh, Coach.
Jennifer loves these movies too because they're the 80s. So this is like almost like an 80s archive type movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank God.
This would fit in that quite nicely, I think.
Hmm. That's right.
Yep. So of course, this is the sequel to the original American Ninja, aka American Fighter. That's what they called it in Europe.
Did they?
Yeah, American Fighter, and then American Warrior somewhere else. I forgot where. But yeah. So of course, this is a canon movie. Uh, for those that don't know what canon films is, they did a bunch of low budget, uh, well, semi low budget action flicks in the '80s, and they were they're all kind of insane. So they're super fun, all of them.
They're all insane.
They're pretty much all insane because the two producers of Canon, Golan and Globus, we're two madmen, really, but in the best way possible.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You mentioned last week about the documentary about the Canon films. That's a great documentary. Fantastic. I own a copy of that.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
yeah, the Electric Boogaloo.
Yes.
Yeah.
That actually got that that's actually a Dollar Tree theater pickup.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they had that at the Dollar Tree. They actually had that one came out on one wave, and then the next wave they had another one called Oz Exploitation. It was about the
Oh yeah.
yeah. So they
Yeah.
came out both in two different waves at the Dollar Tree, and both are very well worth picking up.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I've seen them both. I own the exploitation one, but I don't own the Canon one. Interesting. All right, let's see. My mom saw the movie a long time ago,
Hmm.
and I think she's the only one that responded.
Okay, well, you know what? That's what
Well,
you hear. That's what you come
the
here
cheetah,
for.
the
To be
cheetah.
exposed to high quality entertainment.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
We're not going to be rehashing the same old like forever and ever and ever like you see on some channels. um
Yeah,
I mean, look at, there's other things out there other than the MCU, right? There's other things out there than Jurassic Park. There is
yeah,
American Ninja.
yep, yep. So, so this movie takes place a couple of years after the first one. It was also made a couple of years after the first one. Came out in 1987. So the first one came out in what, 84, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
84, 85.
yeah, 84, 85, something like that. So now it's a couple years later. So both Joe Armstrong and no wait, yeah, Joe Armstrong and Curtis Jackson have now been promoted
Yes,
to sergeants in the U.S. Army Rangers.
that's right.
Yeah, yep. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, see, a little bit of shaving helps, you know. You know, what can you do?
That's right.
Um,
Yeah,
so, so we start off with three Marines walking into a bar, but and they,
I would say look out. Who walks into a bar.
yep. Hey, what's up, my friend? How's it going?
Hey,
So,
weightlifting.
so they get attacked. The three Marines walk into the bar, and they get attacked by these like biker-looking dudes, uh, who beat up two of them. They don't beat up the third guy.
Hmm.
And the two guys that get beat up are dragged away by a bunch of ninjas. Like the ninjas suddenly show up.
What? I
Yeah,
mean,
they
there
suddenly
was
show
ninjas
up.
left over from the last movie.
Yeah, these rejects from the first movie show up, and
Straight out rejects.
yep. And so the third guy is kind of off in a corner. Looks at first he looks like he's hiding, but he's not. He's in on the whole thing. He brought these two guys there to the bar to be kidnapped.
Wow.
Like, what the hell? Yeah, it's insane. So the guy that did this, his name is Tommy Taylor. Yeah, Tommy Taylor.
Wow. And they must have spent some time coming up with that name.
Well, you also got Joe Armstrong and
I mean,
yeah. All this is the American Ninja. It's got to be all American names. You get it? You see? Joe
that makes
Smith.
sense. Though, it makes sense.
Yeah, So, however, there is a little boy that sees the whole thing happening, and he lives kind of in town, and his name is Toto. How about that?
There better not be a Dorothy in here.
There might be. We'll see. Oh wait, let's see. I got it backed up here. Any hate mail from Daniel Baldwin yet? Not yet. That is it's a reference to my Dollar Tree haul from the other day.
Is there a sale?
Was that?
Is there a Dollar Tree sale?
I've picked up a few things from the tree over the past couple weeks.
Wow, nice.
Nothing too crazy exciting, but you kind of do what you got to do.
Well, I don't know. I see Daniel Baldwin, and I'm thinking that's there. There you go. What more do you need?
Exactly. I called him Daniel the Dollar Tree Baldwin. Yep. And Toto too. That's right. And Toto too. Exactly, Jennifer.
That's what can keep me away from the rains of Africa.
Yeah. Indeed. Unless your name's Weezer.
Yeah.
So now we cut to Joe and Jackson showing up, and they arrive to the area at a place called St. Simmons, and they get picked up by two Marines who think that there are two Marines coming to help, but there's actually two Army Rangers coming to help in Joe and Jackson.
That's right.
And
everybody knows that the U.S. Rangers are all over the Marines.
Right. Oh yeah. The whole time they
that didn't go out, did it? Oh shit! You get hate mail now.
But the interesting thing is the two Marines that pick them up. One guy's name is Charlie. Charlie Farley is his name. Charlie Farley.
Charlie Farley, Tommy Taylor.
Charlie Farley. And the other guy is our good friend Tommy Taylor. So it was like, okay, let me fix that. So anyway, they get picked up, and they also find out that the commanding officer's name is Wild Bill. Yep. So this is good old Wild Bill.
There's actually a very famous general. I think his name was Wild Bill Donovan. I believe it was. I do believe either he was in the movies or in the real life. I don't know. It's called Wild Bill Donovan. I want to say real life. I want to say he was. God, what I want to say he fought World War II. Could be wrong.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I know Wild Bill Hickok, but yeah. But so let's see. So when they arrive, right before they meet Wild Bill, they run into Toto, and they get introduced to Toto, and they're told that if you want anything, Toto can get it for you at a price. Now that comes into play later. Say, okay, good to know. Let's see. All right, so they meet up with Wild Bill, and Wild Bill informs Joe and Jackson that there have been 4 Marines that have gone missing. And at first they thought it was a bunch of terrorists, but there were no ransoms, no bodies, no nothing. So they don't know what to do. So so while Bill had called the authorities and was like, "Hey, we need some help up here," and of course they sent Joe and Jackson.
That's right.
So
Just let everybody know that Wild Bill Donovan, I knew I was right about that. It was World War II. He was actually the founding father of what we now know as the CIA. Thank you very much. I thought I'd throw that out.
oh, very nice.
I knew I knew that name.
Ah, see, dropping knowledge. The cheetah dropping knowledge.
Not the knowledge. That's right.
So the only thing they know is the information that they got from Toto. So Toto basically just said he saw a couple of giant men in black suits take him away. So those are the ninjas. And it's funny that like right after Joe and Jackson leave the office, they kind of look at each other and he's like, guys in black suits. Sound familiar? Yeah,
Hmm.
I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know why I thought it was funny, but I thought it was funny.
I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah. So so immediately Joe and Jackson get invited by Charlie Farley uh, to go water skiing, and so they were like, yeah, sure, let's do that. So guess who ends up driving the boat?
Uh, Joe.
Tommy Taylor.
Whoa.
Yep, Tommy
Hmm.
Taylor is
He must,
driving the boat.
he must be up to some. He must be up to some shenanigans.
He's a character. He's very he has a he's kind of like the all American blonde, kind of semi dorky kind of looking guy. But yeah, I unfortunately do not have pictures. I should have done pictures, but anyway, so they all go off to a place called Mangrove Island, which is this nice little island apparently with a lot of tourists and a lot of pretty ladies, supposedly, at least according to the Marines. Um, but somehow Charlie just keeps. I mean, not Charlie. Tommy keeps driving, so they all kind of fall asleep. Okay, yeah, they all just kind of fall asleep. Now, initially, I'm like, well, did this guy like give him something, for this type of thing? But yeah, no. It's they just kind of fell asleep. I was like, oh, okay. And apparently, Charlie Farley is Hobbs' uncle. Good to know. Good to know. At least
Good to
Charlie's a
know.
good guy. So while they're all asleep, Tommy takes the wiring of the boat and like undoes the wiring, so the boat like honks out. So they all wake up and they push the boat off to this like little side island. Okay, so uh, they look at the engine, the whole, all that type of stuff. Like the engine looks fine. I don't know what's wrong. So they're like, screw it, let's go for a swim.
Yeah,
So
our boat's broken.
yeah, man,
Who knows what's happened to it. We might not be able to get back, but hey, let's go swimming.
makes sense to me, right?
Hey, as long as they're showing some babes out there, it might work.
But there's no babes. There's nobody. This is like a little side island. This is
Oh,
like so there's nobody. Yeah.
oh
So they're
well,
they're
but
desolate.
they're in bad shape then.
They're in some bad shape. Yeah. So all the Marines and Jackson go uh, go swimming because Jackson's like, I'm gonna go keep an eye on them, blah blah blah. And then so Joe, our hero Joe's like, I'm a hang back and see what's going on.
Because I think Joe suspected something.
I think Joe immediately. Well, both of them did. They were both like, "This is fishy."
Yeah, they both had that anti-ninja spider sense going on,
They did. They indeed they did.
or in this case, maybe bat radar. Just throw that out there.
Uh, if it was me, probably, but but yeah. So anyway, so Joe kind of starts twiddling around, and oh, lo and behold, he finds the two wires that got unplugged. So he was like, So he plugs it back in, starts it right up.
Now
And
you know where he got these. Remember last movie, the Scarface kept on saying he's got the incredible skills. Thinking, this is another skill that Joe picked up when he thought he was being punished because he got sent to the motor pool. But look what he learned in the motor pool. He learned how to fix a boat.
indeed, indeed.
Joe Armstrong, American Ninja.
And Jennifer wishes there could have been more speedos in this scene. Yeah, yeah.
Well, luckily they came out with bachelor party for you, Jennifer.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go. Here's this woman with bow-legged women. There you go. Yeah, and now if Jaws would have showed up, that would have been amazing. That would have been cool. All right, so so let's see where we're at. I lost my spot. Let's see. Okay, so so Joe decides to kind of look around the island a little bit, and so he's the American ninja. So what happens? He gets attacked by a bunch of ninjas on this desolate island in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I love it.
Hmm.
So
The more I think about this, I'm thinking about this. The more I'm thinking, I think I know where the guy who wrote the Velocipaster got some of his ideas from. I think he's definitely influenced by American Ninja.
it might have been. That's a good call. That
Yeah. If we ever get
that
Brendan Steer on here, I'm going to ask him that question. Was the Velocipaster inspired by American Ninja?
yeah, stranger things have happened, I guess. Yeah. So all right. So Jackson. So while Joe's fighting off these ninjas, and by the way, these ninjas are some of the most inept, bumbling ninjas I've ever seen. They can't hit them. They can't hit they can't hit a giant target. They can't hit. It's like they're stormtrooper ninjas. They can't. They're awful. And of course, so Joe just takes them out super easily. Like it's not even a thing.
Well, that's because he possesses great skills.
He does possess wonderful skills. Yes. Um. So so meanwhile, while all this is going on, Jackson and the Marines all come back ashore, and Jackson's like, "Well, where's Joe?" And so Jackson goes off looking for Joe, and of course he ends up joining the battle basically with all these ninjas around. And there is a really cool part where he grabs like this hook that's on a stick. It's kind of like a bow but it's like a hook on the end, and he uses that as a weapon against some of these ninjas. And it was actually some pretty cool. Uh, the fight scenes in this movie are really good.
Yeah,
Even
it's almost like the first movie because we talked a little bit about this last week. I think the last movie there wasn't any overpowering fight scenes because if they did, like they let Steve James cut loose, with Michael Dudikoff,
yeah,
he would have been overpowered. The fight scenes would have been you would have been thinking all about Steve James, and because he was so much better, and
right.
then you would forget about Michael Dudikoff, and he was the main guy. But 3 years have passed, and I'm sure Michael Dudikoff has started taking martial arts training, so Steve James didn't have to hold back, and they could do a lot more crisper and better choreography. So it definitely the fight scenes are light years ahead of the first one.
Oh yeah, oh big time. And yes, Michael Dudikoff did end up getting a black belt right after the first movie. So there you go. So yeah, and I do notice he was also a lot more comfortable with the martial arts stuff in this one.
Sure.
Yeah, like a lot, like you could tell he was a lot more comfortable.
But you wonder, you could because all that sparring time he did and everything else. I mean, I'm sure that he probably even helped plan some of the fight scenes. Because it's his name out there,
Right.
and him and Steve James. I'm sure they felt comfortable working with each other, and it really does help. I mean, that's why during all these martial art films, one of the reasons why we all love martial art films, And we make fun of the dubbing, we make fun of the dialogue and everything else, but we all noticed all the fight scenes are pretty damn spot on. We always it's like the dialogue gets in the way of the fight scenes because the fight scenes are so. I mean, that's what's important. It's not really the dialogue or the script or the story so much, but it's the fight scenes. The fight scenes make or break a lot of these movies, and
Oh yeah,
and it really it did definitely he definitely saw the level. Like I say, you saw the definitely level of the fighting here was much better, much better.
yeah, definitely. Oh, and I did want to mention this too, in the scene where they leave the office right after talking to Wild Bill for the first time. Apparently, Michael Dudikoff wasn't available for a reshoot. So when they turn and the guy faces the camera, they turn and walk out. You can see that it's not Michael Dudikoff. It's like some other guy. He looks nothing like him at all. It's hilarious.
Good
I
old
did I
Cannon.
did want to mention that. All right,
Good,
so
good old Cannon.
yep, Cannon will do anything. It's great. So oh, and also during the fight scene on the beach, Jack at one point Jackson takes one of the ninjas up over his shoulders and does an attitude adjustment on him, and then like breaks his arm. So yeah, so John Cena stole the attitude adjustment from Steve James. Just saying that right now.
Oh, I'm calling him out on it.
Calling him out. If I ever get to talk to Cena, that's
You
it.
can't see this,
You can't see nothing, brother.
right?
So yeah. So okay. So they beat up a bunch. They beat up a ton in it, at least a dozen. And they kind of look back, and here's like a dozen more coming. So the Marines have the boat started now, and they come, and so Jackson and Joe jump into the boat, and they take off to safety, kind of deal. Now, on that stunt, they actually got Steve James and Michael Dudikoff to do that jump. And wait, let me find it because it was kind of funny.
Are you talking about the famous fight scene where they're on the rock together?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right. Uh, uh, I think it was Steve James didn't know how to swim, wasn't it?
yeah. So it says Steve James quickly whispered to Michael Dudikoff that he didn't know how to swim. Michael then told him that that's a serious problem and shouted out to the film crew to halt filming. The crew then brought on Steve James' stunt double to do the jump, but he also admitted that he didn't know how to swim either. The
So the
stunt double
stunt
didn't
double
know how to
needed
swim
the.
either. So Steve James ended up doing the jump with Michael Dudikoff, promising when they both hit the water that he would grab Steve and pull him up to the surface.
Wow. But
Yeah, I was like,
though,
wow.
that's tremendous trust.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
tremendous trust. It really is. Uh, but yeah, so Steve James' his stunt double needed a stunt double.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought that was pretty hilarious. And Steve James, Steve James, he's like this big, built up dude, like
He was
real
cut.
badass looking. And you're like,
Yeah.
wait, this guy can't swim?
No, he was cut. I mean, he looked in phenomenal physical shape.
Oh
We
yeah,
met. Yeah, I mean, you can even see that in the first movie. When you saw him, he just looked like he can handle his business.
in
Um,
in everything I ever seen him in, everything. Yeah, very cool. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty funny that he couldn't swim, the stunt double couldn't swim. But yeah, so let's see. All right, so yeah, so they jump in the boat, and meanwhile, on top of the rock, while they're escaping, you see like one of the like the main ninja, kind of like the Black Star Ninja was in the first one. And he's standing on top of the rock, looking down at them, and he makes eye contact with Joe. So that's kind of important for later. So they get back to the base and they report on what happened, with the ninjas and stuff, and to Wild Bill, and Wild Bill gives them 1 week to investigate what's going on.
1 week.
1 week.
That's better. That's better than the Colonel did last in the first movie. He didn't even give him a week.
That's true. That's
He was
true.
trying to arrest him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you see, Wild Bill is kind of an easygoing uh, commanding officer here. He's in, he's in like Hawaii outfit and type of deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Like, yeah, none of the Marines are dressed like Marines. Apparently, there's a line in the movie where they say that the locals don't really like the Marines being there, so that's why they dress kind of normal, quote unquote. I just thought that was a funny way of saying, yeah, we couldn't get
We didn't have a wardrobe budget.
more wardrobe, exactly.
Everybody bring your own clothes.
Cheaper that way, right?
Yeah.
So meanwhile, Tommy Taylor gets a phone call at the base. So we now cut to him talking on the phone, and we don't see who's on the other line, but we hear him. And we hear the other guy on the phone. He says that he wants Joe dead because he was reported to that he is some sort of a ninja or something, or has ninja qualities. So he was like, he's got to be taken out. Get rid of this guy.
You know what it is, don't you? It's because he possesses great skills.
Indeed. Indeed. Very, very good skills. Apparently caught the attention of someone on the beach.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not a girl either.
No. So the guy on the phone tells Tommy to bring Joe to the Blind Beggar Bar at 1500 hours. And he was like, all right, no problem. So he actually gets Joe to go to the bar.
Sort of how like they got him to go last time in the truck to Building 5.
Right. Except this time it was a little, I don't know, maybe a little more believable. I don't know.
Well, unless he gets attacked by ninjas.
Speaking of, what happens when he gets to the bar?
I don't. No way.
I know, it's unbelievable, right?
No way. He got attacked by ninjas again?
Well, he gets attacked by the biker dudes. From the beginning of the movie. So sort of. And one of the guys really looks like Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon. At least to me, he did. Like he had the whole curly like mullet thing going on, and yeah, it was pretty funny. So Joe. Well, wait, yeah. So after all this, Joe asked the barkeep lady, "Where's Tommy Taylor?" And she says, "Oh, he's upstairs around the corner in the little room." So he goes up there to go see, because he now knows that he for sure knows that Tommy's in on it. So he goes up there and he starts talking to Tommy, and Tommy reveals that he didn't want to do all this to set him up and to screw him over, all this stuff. And I was like, okay. And then wait, did I miss something? No, I didn't miss anything yet. All right. So let's see. Okay, so then he informs Joe that a guy named the Lion has kidnapped his wife. Wow. So that's why. And see, even the Cheetah's like, really? Damn it.
That's right. It better not be named the Cheetah. We would have problems here.
Yeah, luckily it's the Lion instead of the Cheetah. So, otherwise the Cheetah would have won.
Enter the Cheetah. I like that, Bones.
There you go. That's the next movie we're covering. Enter the Cheetah.
All right. Enter the.
There you go. Tommy Jarvis, not quite. There is a Friday the 13th connection to this movie, though, and
just I'm going to get the last one. Don't forget, last one we had.
Last one did too, as well as this one. And when we get to the point, I'll make sure to tell you. So yeah, everything comes back to Friday the 13th apparently.
Every time we try to leave, it drags us back in.
Every time. You know. So um, he also informs Joe that the lion is the guy that owns Blackbeard Island. Now, this is an island that this is the first time this island is mentioned. However, the rest of the movie, uh, they talk about Blackbeard Island throughout the rest of the movie. It's pretty funny. Like, okay, we're like a half an hour in, right? And like, okay, now we're suddenly just hearing about this. Okay, but anyway, apparently the lion is a millionaire, uh, and which he made from drug deals, and he's doing biological research on something we don't know what, on this island, on Blackbeard Island. So after he finds all of this stuff, I finds out all of this stuff, I should say. Taylor kind of walks over to the window, and of course he gets killed by a ninja spear coming through the window, like out of nowhere.
They finally hit somebody.
They finally got somebody. Apparently, Randy Orton was there and got him out of nowhere. And so, yes, let's see.
RKO, I don't know.
Hobbs is rocking the Oreo. Yeah. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. I'm glad somebody else thought he looked like the Oreo Speedwagon guy too. I'm glad I'm not the only one. All right, so let's see. So then we cut to Inspector Singh, who is one of the guys, one of the local guys that's working with the Marines. And he says that the Blackbeard Island is actually owned by a guy named Professor Sanborn, and they would need a very special warrant to go investigate over there. They don't explain why. They just say we can't go investigate. This is blah blah blah, because Joe told them, yeah, we heard it's Blackbeard Island. Blackbird. I don't know what am I talking about. So Joe and Jackson now get invited to go to the governor's ball. But the caveat is they have to dress as Marines.
Ooh.
Now these are two rough and tough Army Rangers, right? They don't want to dress as Marines.
I think they'd rather die than do that.
They would, but they do it because they're trying to investigate what the hell's going on here. So right. they gotta, it's undercover, right?
That's right.
So they gotta do something.
Undercover ninjas.
Yep. Let's see. On your right, Ninja Cheetah. So anyway, at this governor's ball, they, of course, the governor's there. They go with Wild Bill, who gets all dressed to the nines. By the way, he's not in, he's not in all this casual attire. So they get all dressed up, all nice in these black, in like the navy blue Marine outfit, right? So Inspector Singh tells Joe, no, wait, sorry. There's a part where now this lady shows up out of nowhere, and she like crashes the ball, okay? And she goes up to the lion. She goes up to him and she slaps the crap out of him. She's like, boom.
Damn. See, he had to be a lion, because there's just no way that Cheetah would ever let that happen.
That's right. And the lion just kind of took it too. The lion was just like, all right. But let's see. So
I'm surprised he didn't try to recruit her.
Right?
Someone can actually hit what she's aiming at.
She's on target, man. She is she's on target. So she gets taken away. So Joe and Jackson end up going after her.
Joe Jackson went after.
Yeah. Joe Jackson. Is she really going out with him? I don't know. But she gets taken to the blind beggar's bar. our good old bar that we had a fight in a little while ago.
Right.
But right before all this happens, we also learn uh, about the lion's assistant, who is with him at the governor's ball, and his name is Tojo Ken. Yeah, Tojo Ken.
Oh,
And
Joe.
yes, when Joe looks over at Tojo Ken, he was like, "I recognize this guy."
He must be. He must have graduated from Henchman 101 school.
He might have. He might have. But so yeah, so perhaps Tojo Ken is the ninja on the rock.
Wow. All
Perhaps.
right.
Yeah. So yeah, so Joe Jackson and Charlie Farley, our good old buddy Charlie Farley, they go to the Blind Beggar's bar, and there's a big old fight scene. And there's a couple funny things that happen here. Uh, in the middle of this long, it's pretty long, so it's about a 10-minute scene, I think. Charlie like kind of stops in the middle of it, like at the bar, and he tries to pick up this lady that's sitting there at the bar, like during the fight. It was pretty hilarious because he's very charismatic and stuff, so it definitely worked. However, this is also the scene where we have our Friday the 13th tie-in, because one of the stunt people, is our good friend Kane Hodder.
What?
Yeah,
King Potter was an American ninja.
yeah, he certainly was.
Oh my God, this movie just went epic.
He's the guy that gets thrown off of the stairs onto a table.
You know what? Didn't that happen to him didn't that happen to him too before Friday the 13th? He has a hard time with stairs, I think.
He does. This was 1 year before. No, it's not. It's the same year. It's the same year as the New Blood, which was the first one he played Jason in. So yeah, a double stair stunt.
I think stairs must have been Kane's kryptonite.
Maybe so. Yep. But yeah, I was watching it, right, and then like I saw his face, because you only see it for a second, and I'm like, I bet that's Kane Hodder. So I rewound it, and I was like, yep, that's Kane Hodder.
Was he wearing a hockey mask or a sack?
He was not. No, he was barefaced. He was barefaced.
Oh.
He did have like a scar or something on his face, like right here.
Yeah, you got to have something like that to prove that you're a bad guy.
Yeah, of course. However, he is not. This is an uncredited stunt, because he's not even listed as a stunt person in the credits.
God, Cannon couldn't even afford to put that in there.
Couldn't even afford to put it in. He's an uncredited stunt performer.
Yep. Yeah, sorry, we can't type that. We can't type that into the credit. That would have cost us, what, $45
at least, right? Yep. So now the lion apparently wants Joe alive. So no, he no longer wants him dead. He wants him alive so he can kick his butt.
Oh,
basically, yeah. Let's see. Yes, Kane Hodder also did get beat up pretty bad in Best of the Best. 1 and 2, I think. I think he's in both of them. Yeah. Yep, Chris Penn. I really like Chris Penn in those movies.
Me too.
Best of the Best movies.
I miss him.
Yeah. Oh, he was great.
He's really great.
Have you seen the Best of the Best movies?
I didn't see him there. I saw him, of course. I saw him in Rush Hour, and I saw him in The Funeral. The Funeral was heartbreaking. Abel Ferreira, and of course Rush Hour, and then where else did he did a lot of good movies. Actually, he actually did a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He did Reservoir Dogs too. Remember that?
He did. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Very, very talented actor. Gone way too soon. Much like Steve James. Gone way too soon.
Yeah, but Chris Penn did it to himself, though.
He did. Yeah, he did. Unfortunately, Chris had some issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is something when you watch some of these older movies like this, and you see the faces that for a lot of us, this is the first time we ever see these folks. when we watch the movies. You don't think about down the line, like when they get older or whatnot. Then you come back and you rewatch them again. All of a sudden you realize, like, wow, you start thinking about their body of work and some of the other movies they've been in, and it's like, oh, this is so cool seeing them at the beginning of their careers. It's at the very beginning, and then it's like a reference point. You can go back there and follow their career all the way up to wherever they ended up to, or if they're still working today. So yeah, I mean, it's like Michael Dudikoff's still with us. Steve Furstenberg, who directed the first movie, he's still with us. Yep.
There you go. Mick Foley got inspired and took it extreme. Instead off a Hell in a Cell. There you go. Yep. He played the alligator in some scenes for Alligator. Ah, interesting. I wouldn't doubt it. Oh, that's right. Chris Penn is in Footloose. You're right. I forgot about that. He sure is. Yeah. All right. So let's get back to American Ninja 2. So now Joe. We also find out that the lady that gets taken to the bar and that they're rescuing. That's the whole point of the whole fight scene, right? Her name is Alicia Sanborn. So if you were listening earlier, we had another Sanborn earlier.
And it wasn't David either.
No.
Just
no, indeed not. But Joe, okay, so Alicia Sanborn now has escaped, and Joe enlists the help of Toto, our little friend Toto, to go find Alicia.
Man, we have a lot of bands in this movie. You had Toto, you have REO Speedwagon, you had David Sanborn.
Yeah. It's a very musical. It's a very musical.
American Ninja, the musical.
I did notice that the music in this one is not quite as good as the first one.
That's right. Oh, that first one music is bumping.
The first one music was banging.
Yeah.
This one, I do know the budget was cut drastically during filming. So yeah. So some stuff had to go. I guess music was one of them. But so Joe enlists the help of Toto, and of course Toto is like, yeah, no problem, $3. So he's like, all right. So Joe reluctantly gives Toto $3. So Toto leads Joe to Alicia because he apparently already knows where she is. So, and he knocks on the door. She opens it up with a giant rifle, like up in Joe's face, like, who are you? What do you want? Kind of thing. And he's like, I'm here to help. I'm here to talk. Blah blah blah. And she's like, all right, come in. And as soon as she says that, guess what pops up?
Ninjas.
Another freaking ninja. You got it. How did you know? I'm shocked.
I don't know. Just my spider sense was tingling.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So the ninja attacks Joe while he's like at the door, and he escapes with Alicia thanks to Toto driving up in a like black truck. Now Toto is about, I don't know, maybe 12 years old. I'm just throwing that out there. So he picks him up, and of course he charges Joe $3 for picking him up. I thought that was funny.
What was the short round? That's probably like that was probably their version of short round from the Indiana.
Yeah. I would say pretty similar, except not as snarky. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely that kind of vibe. That for sure. Yeah. So while they're in the truck, another ninja attacks the truck. So they're like driving. The ninja is like climbing on the hood, and it's a whole big gigantic stunt here. And it's actually pretty cool. It's actually one of the coolest. I thought one of the coolest stunts in the movie. And I mean, he's like hanging on the engine, like on the hood and
Mm.
stuff, and they're wiggling them around pretty good.
Yeah, I thought the stunts in this movie obviously were just far superior. It's just not only the
Oh yeah,
better fight scenes, but the better action scenes as well. It's sort of funny, is the first movie was made for more money than this one, because this, you're right, this one got cut. I think they initially had a $10 million budget that I think it got cut in half or something like that.
yeah,
I
it
think,
did, it
and
did, yeah,
that was common for canon movies. They would actually they would advertise all these movies, and they would announce the budget. Like they're actually supposed to do a Spider-Man movie, but before they could get the Spider-Man movie, they had to cut this. They slashed the budget almost like to nothing. Uh, like there was supposed to be like a $30 million budget for that, and by the end of the time they ended up, there was like 10 or 12, and they really just couldn't do the movie. But they did that all the time. Whenever they were getting a little short of money for other projects, they would just basically rob Peter to pay Paul, and it showed on screen sometimes.
right, yeah, definitely. And I actually like both Footloose films too. I I'll even give you a hot take. I like the remake better.
Ooh, wow!
I'm probably
But,
the only person in the world that likes the remake better, but I actually like the Footloose remake better.
but yet somehow 2009's Friday the 13th just doesn't make the cut.
No, no, that one just didn't quite do it for me. But Footloose did.
Oh, is that the one? Is that the one? Is that the one with Julianne Hough?
Yes, yes.
She's
I
cute.
mean that definitely could have been something to do with it, but yeah.
Yeah, she's cute.
All right, so let's see. So okay, so this stunt. Let's talk about the stunt a little bit. So it starts off with the ninja throwing a hook onto the back of the bed of the truck, and so he gets dragged. So this ninja's getting dragged through the like desert. It's kind of deserty looking, this little area. So he's getting dragged and thrown around, and then he eventually climbs up into the back of the bed of the truck, and he takes the hook thing that he has, and he kind of swings it around and breaks the windshield, and then he gets flung kind of to the front because they like slam on the brakes, so he gets flung to the front, and that's how he hangs on to the engine and stuff, and he's like, okay, so yeah, but it's really cool stunt work in this movie. Yeah, like I said, far superior from the first one, I thought. And let's see. So Joe ends up uh, driving the truck now with the ninja on top of it, and he tells Alicia and Toto to jump out of the truck. So they jump out, and then Joe jumps out, and he steers before that he steers it into these barrel of gasoline.
Yeah,
Yeah, for a bunch of barrels of gasoline. So the truck and the ninja blow up, like boom, big explosion. So that's probably where half of the budget went right there.
yeah. Cook Ninja.
Yep. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. It's definitely worth a watch. I'm sure. I think you can watch it on YouTube. Like I said, I know this movie's not the easiest to get at the moment. I think it's only on DirecTV right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what I looked. I looked. It was funny. Last week it was everywhere. This week it's like it's almost like someone actually told them. I think it's Tommy Taylor. I think Tommy Taylor told them that we're doing this. They're covering this. I think they pulled it all. I think
that
they
makes
pulled.
sense.
Yeah, we
That
got
makes
sold
sense.
out. We got sold out.
Yep. Let's see.
Damn Tommy Taylor.
Yeah. Miles Teller was awesome actually in the remake. Yep. I completely agree, Hobbs. Yep. Let's see. Remake is one of the I
Yeah.
keep forgetting was
Echo.
made.
Echo. Damn DirecTV.
Damn
Uh-oh.
DirecTV.
Uh-oh. I think that might be some fighting words in here. We might see some ninja action right here.
Hey.
That's right.
That's right. So yeah, all right. Okay, we're only 55 minutes in. Okay. So let's
Uh,
see. Yeah.
maybe you ought to reenact some of the fight scenes.
Maybe I should. Yeah, let
Okay,
me let
Vanessa.
me
Okay,
let me
but
hear it.
Vanessa can come in with a hand puppet, and then she could be Curtis, and you can be Joe, and then
Yeah, we can redo all the lines. Yeah, we can just we can do a reenactment. Yeah, anybody would you be interested in a reenactment of?
Would you guys watch a puppet theater of American Ninja?
Why not? Yeah,
It would work. Yeah.
like it could work. It could work. You just have enough socks, and you'll be all right.
Hmm.
You know, and of course you have to have the black socks for the ninjas.
For the ninjas, of course, of
Yeah,
course.
you know. And then wait, what's the color? Steve James wears this like red thing a lot in this movie, so we can get red for him.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's right. We'll get that little. We'll get a sash and tie it around his wrist. That could be
yeah. And of course, and then well then for Joe, we need the black sock, but tied a red belt around him because that's his.
you just gotta make sure that the socks doesn't get wet because Steve James can't swim. So
Very true.
we, if he does, we'll have to throw him in the dryer. If he does.
My mom wants to be the head ninja.
Okay.
All right. So all right. So yeah. So like I said, they all jump out, and then Joe asks Toto to run back to the base and get Curtis Jackson, and to, tell him what's going on, and uh, that he and Alicia are going to head to Blackbeard Island. So now we have a part where they find a boat, so they're going to go off to the island, but it's still light out. So Alicia suggests that they wait because there's a bunch of patrols out. So basically, this is uh, a thing to get them together for more exposition, basically. Um, so Joe and Alicia are sitting there talking, and basically we find out that her dad is Professor Sanborn, the guy that actually owns Blackbeard Island, and that he has been basically forced by the lion to do these experiments on people. And basically, we find out that he's doing these experiments to make super soldiers. So the uh, all of the Marines that have been kidnapped are actually being turned into super soldiers for the lion.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So
this is
that's
almost like the lion's like the Red Skull, and then he's making the super soldiers.
indeed.
Like
Indeed.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Indeed.
now Joe's fighting these ninjas, and if he says on your left, I'm out of here.
There you go. So yeah, so there's this long scene there, and she has this like weird accent. I'm not really sure what country she's from, but again, we're in the middle of the Caribbean island somewhere, so that's where this takes place. I assume she's some sort of local. I don't know what. However, the lion doesn't have an accent. The professor doesn't have an accent, and I don't know. Like some people have accents and some people don't, even though they're related to one another. I don't know. It's a bit awkward. But let's see. And okay, so initially, y'all are cracking me up in the chat, by the way. Initially, Professor Sanborn wanted the island for research, and he was doing he was looking for a cure for cancer. Was his like research goal, and apparently he was getting closer or something, and that's when the lion came in and changed trajectory altogether. So yeah, so that was kind of a weird little storyline that I did not see coming. But he apparently lost his government funding, and that's when the lion came along. And the lion basically just wants to create an army of brainwashed ninjas. Yep. Oh, let's see. Oh, John's got some nunchuck skills. Bam. Sometimes, Hobbs. Sometimes.
They're talking in the chat. They're talking about your prowess here. Hobbs asked about your fighting skills. He possesses great skills.
I did take taekwondo when I was younger, so yeah, I do know. I do know a little.
Jennifer says she has a yellow belt. Well, that's good. That's good to know that her pants will never fall off. Okay.
There you go.
See, they're saying Hobbs wants to know. He says, we all love Al, but I feel Al can hold his own. Has he or have you ever seen him get into it with anybody, or be really pissed? Yeah. Well, you got that silentness. He's sort of got those blade skills. Where people don't know that Al's nickname is actually Daywalker.
Indeed.
I like it.
Oh, here we go.
See, that's what
I said. There you go.
Yeah, see, I said Al's got a nasty bite. See?
You guys are hilarious.
Vanessa's saying that you're very even keel, but he does get mad from time to time. Okay. We figured.
I get mad in traffic.
Huh?
I get mad in traffic.
Oh, he's so chill. We just wonder. I obviously am not very chill myself and can be very extrovert. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I know Hobbs is a great dancer. We know that. That's Vanessa says she's the one with the temper. That's awesome. Al's a nice person, but don't truly piss him off. Mama Ninja knows. And then June says Vanessa could take on all of you. And then
most likely, yeah.
Yeah. And then of course I went, go Vanessa, go. Like go Ninja, go.
There you go.
There you go. Yep. No, bring V to the Rumble. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's right. You could actually set up that last scene in Angel where they're all meeting in the alleyway. So what's that? Is that a snow monster? Where do you want to start first? I'll take the snow monster. Go Vanessa. Go Vanessa.
We're gonna have to get Vanessa on here one day.
For sure. I'm all about that.
Finally make her grand appearance.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, when we do Cynthia Rothrock movie, or Michelle Yeoh, we can have her come up there with us for that.
For a demonstration.
Hell yeah! Hey, John. Hey, you know what? Women martial artists are badass. I'll watch that.
Oh hell yeah! Absolute. Super kick party. Indeed.
That's right.
Indeed. By the way, some of Vanessa's favorite wrestlers, the Young Bucks. Speaking of super kick parties.
Tochi's had 2 career fights, she said. Oh.
I bet she's 2-0 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't imagine it going any other way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and this is true. Vanessa used to protect the kids on the playground. They used to come to her, and she would take care of the issue. Yep.
The teachers be back there. The principal would be back there going like, "Did you see? How does she do that? How is she able to hold off all 4 of those bullies?" And then somebody would sit there, stick their head in the mouth, say, "She possesses great skills." Hey Casey. You're right. Hobbs is here. Wherever Hobbs is at, free donuts will be sure to follow.
Hey now. I'm waiting. I was craving some donuts this morning actually.
There you go. Look at Hobbs' delivered the donut man.
Bam, there you go.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you. I'm all nice and full now. My mom's calling for an Ewok appearance. She was in here earlier, actually. Believe it or
what.
not.
Is that your dog?
That's my cat.
Oh, your cat. Okay, yeah. Well, we should have that.
Yeah, I can probably go get her. She's in
You
the
know
other room
what?
probably.
Yeah. Why not? Besides, we got to stretch our runtime anyway, so you might as well just go get her.
We do. All right, yeah. I'll let me see if I can.
While you do that, I'll tell people what's coming up.
All right, go for it.
All right. So while Al goes and gets Ewok, we'll let you guys know that we got some exciting news. We are rocking and rolling here. And next week, next Sunday, the 26th, it's the Battle of the Doctors. That's right. Last week we told you Dr. Mordred was one of the doctors we're handling, and his opponent will be Doctor Strange, 1985. So Dr. Mordred was actually a full moon movie. They got the rights to Doctor Strange. They had a certain amount of time to make the movie. They weren't able to make it. They weren't able to get the budget for it. So they had to give up the rights. But the footage they had enough footage to cobble together a movie, and they came up with Dr. Mordred, starring Jeffrey Combs, and also, wow, the force is strong in that one. That's a pretty cat.
Say hi, Ewok. She's
Does
like,
she like
what is
being?
happening? She's like,
Yeah.
why am I in front of the screen?
How old is Ewok?
She is, I want to say she's about 11, 12,
Okay.
something like that. Yep. She's just like, yeah, whatever. She's like, what is this? What is
Yeah.
happening?
Isn't it always like that though? She's really pretty.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous. We just had her shaved. As you can tell.
Oh, got a lion cut.
Got a line cut, so she's all nice and comfy. She's like a long hair cat.
So she got a lion. Wait a minute. She's not working for the lion. She's not a minion for the lion.
She's not working for the lion. No, don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. You're not working for the lion, huh? No.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some full moon love
next
week, along with some Shout Factory love.
All right, so she definitely had enough of that. So yes, y'all have now all seen Ewok.
So next week, and thanks to part of this is brought to us by Casey, the mighty Casey. So we are doing Dr. Mordred, and Al's going to be talking about Dr. Mordred, and then I'm going to be talking about Doctor Strange, 1985. So it's the Battle of the Doctors here, and that also I think that will be I'm hosting next Sunday.
Yeah.
So I'm hosting the Battle of the Doctors. We also have in July we have Adam Marcus, as you guys know. Then we have a start of a new series within the show, The Bat and the Cat. But you'll have to come in for that one, and that'll start on July 10th. That's going to be a lot of fun, actually. And then on the 17th, I still can't announce it. I can't announce what we're doing on the 17th. I have to wait. I have to wait till our.
Not yet.
I know. All I can say is that we are collaborating. And if you guys have been paying attention to our Instagrams, you might have noticed a theme. So if you want to see what could be coming down, just check out both Al and my Instagrams for some pictures.
As well as the new Midnight Society Instagram as well.
That's right. Yeah, we got to push that in there today, and we will. You guys all want to come over, and we're going to be putting some exclusive content over there on there, and maybe some hidden announcements that we don't make anywhere else. You'll just have to follow the page to find out what's coming up.
Yep.
All right. So where were we at before our Ewok break?
All right. So let's see. All right. So brainwashed super ninjas. All right. So now we cut to Blackbeard Island, and the Lion is introducing all of these super ninjas to the governor, Inspector Singh, and a bunch of other people. And so there's like a demonstration going on, right, with all these super ninjas, and they're all doing like a kata, type of thing, and but with swords and whatnot. And so Joe and Alicia uh, arrive to the island by the boat, and Joe, let's see. So Joe, um, there's no way to kind of get onto the island, so Joe has to cut through uh, all these fences. But of course, he has a nice little tool to to get right through.
But you know what? He could have used that suit the ninja, the Black Star ninja had. He should have took that after the last movie.
He should have. You're
Oh
right.
my man, he would have been bad. He would have been unstoppable.
So kind of like the first one, during this like Super Ninja uh, demo, Tojo Ken, the guy with the scar on his face, uh, kills a bunch of the Super Ninjas, and so it's kind of like the Black Star Ninja killing the recruit dude. You know what I mean? So yeah, it definitely, there's a lot of stuff that happened in the first one that happens in this one. So Joe and Alicia kind of I'm gonna drop the link in a little while for the Instagram page. So Joe and Alicia dress as ninjas to blend in, right? And so they get to see the professor's presentation during all of this demonstration. So, excuse me. So the professor kind of explains what's going on, and like I've already kind of told you what's happening. He's just making these super ninjas, and I keep losing my spot. So anyway,
it's that ninja gas.
They said, yeah, it's too much. So they eventually, and they end up rescuing the professor. But the professor tells Joe where all the captive Marines are. So apparently they haven't turned the Marines into these super soldiers yet. So I was like, oh, well, that's convenient.
Yeah.
So anyway, they're like down in the basement, all locked up, basically. So before Joe gets going down there, he sits in peace, right? And he starts reminiscing about his master, Shinyuki from the first movie.
That's right.
And so it's like a 3 or 4 minute sequence, and it's all flashback to all the Shinjuki stuff from the first movie. It's pretty funny. So it's like we gotta sit through this again. Okay. But the whole thing, the black magic, kabudone, whatever the word it is they say. And so he does that, and so like he's ready to go. Joe's ready to go now. And of course Joe dresses like he does at the end of the first movie. He's in black from head to toe, but with the red belt on, so it's him.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's like a red shirt from Star Trek.
Yeah.
Ninja style.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. So the Marines and Curtis Jackson are finally preparing to go help out at Blackbeard Island. They were actually thwarted a little bit by the government, or that's kind of what I've gotten out of it. They wouldn't let them go at first, so they just kind of were like taking it upon themselves to go. I was like, oh, okay. So, anyways, so now we cut back to Joe, and now Joe has all these Marines with him. And there's of course now they go to the main hub and they start fighting all these super ninjas. And meanwhile, of course, Jackson and the Marines all arrive.
Like last movie.
Just like the last movie, coming in to save the day with the guns a-blazing, right?
That's right. I don't think when Jackson, was he dressed like Rambo again?
This time he was not. No, He was not dressed like he didn't have the bandana or nothing. I know. I kind of wish he would have. That would have been kind of
I
fun.
would have too, but they probably got a cease and desist after the first movie.
They might have.
Sorry, man, but you can't. Sylvester Stallone is very insecure, and he saw you out Rambo his Rambo.
Yep. Yeah. Now I would have liked to have seen a Steve James Rambo movie. That would have been awesome.
Dude, that would have been tight.
That would have been
He
killer.
would have. If he would have. If he, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Can
Steve James
can
was.
can you tell that both of us really like Steve James?
Yeah, Steve James was a really. He was so much. He was so cool.
He was so fun. Always a good actor. Like I always liked all his characters. He was
You ever
just so
notice? I mean, you just know. You know what? Though that's one thing. You just always knew that that's how he was.
yeah.
That's exactly the personality he was. You didn't
Yeah.
really feel like he was really acting. You felt like that's just how he is off camera as well as on. I mean, he's just a funny dude,
Yeah.
but a badass.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Indeed. All right. So let's see. So Alicia and the professor um, get kidnapped again, and by the lion. I know, shocker.
I know
And speaking of the
the
lion,
Lion King, right?
yeah. Speaking of the lion, the man that plays the lion in the movie
Yeah,
actually co-wrote the movie.
and I know who Gary Conroy is. He did a lot of work. He was I think he was in either Land of the Giants or Time Tunnel. He's been around since the '60s.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
he was yeah.
yeah. So this wasn't like a slouch guy playing him. So that was kind of cool.
No, he's no Mojo Gortner.
Yeah,
Marjo
no, definitely not, definitely not. And the all right, so they get kidnapped by the lion. However, the professor set up the lab to explode. So I thought that was kind of funny. So he blows up the lab, and then Jackson. Um, now we cut to Jackson's fights with all these ninjas. It's like his time to shine again. You know, kind of like in the first one when he fought that Bolo Young looking dude.
That's right.
There weren't any Bolo Young looking dudes in this one though. Like these all looked like normal sized people. Nobody was too crazy looking. Um, so yeah. So while this is going on, Joe now starts fighting with Tojo Ken. So it's basically him versus the Black Star Ninja again, you know, kind of thing. And speaking of the Tojo Ken was also the fight choreographer of both the first and second movie. So yeah, so I mean, he definitely knew what he was doing.
Right.
uh, yeah. So let's see. So it's a nice little fight. There's like katanas involved and there's all kind of sword play and stuff involved. It's a really nice fight.
It's definitely more hand to hand fight this time too. It wasn't like
Yeah,
last time. You know, you could cover a lot with sword play. You can cover up a lot, like the the lack of the skills to do infighting. You know, hand to hand fighting. But this one, obviously, like we mentioned before, there was a lot more comfortability, a lot more, maybe even a better stunt coordinator or whatnot, or trust or what have you. But the fight scenes in the movie, though the story is pretty much derivative of the first movie, quite honestly, it really is. It's sort of like but this one's a little bit more fun to watch because of the fight scenes are a lot better. And they gave Jackson a lot more to do as well. They gave him more action, which really helped out the movie quite a bit.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So let's see. So of course our hero wins. Joe wins by he gets a couple of good nice katana slices up into Tojo Ken, and basically everyone basically it just cuts back to the base, and then everybody congratulates Joe and Jackson for job well done, the whole deal, the the governor's there, all that stuff, and they're about to leave, and then Toto, our good buddy Toto, um, comes up to Joe, and he was like, "Hey, you owe me $5 for whatever," and Joe just kind of laughs at him, and he's like, "Here, I have something for you," and he gives him a nice little present, and it's actually like a really fancy Swiss Army knife. Um, it's so instead of the $5, he gives him this like really fancy, like little Swiss Army knife, and then the movie ends. Like that's kind of how it ends on a high note of him giving him, of Toto giving him of Joe giving Toto the Swiss Army knife.
How nice is that? I mean, a
Yeah,
Swiss Army knife, right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, real fancy with all kind of gadgets and stuff on it.
That's
Um,
cool. That's cool. That's a way. That's a good way to end the movie. I mean, it's a fun time. It
it,
definitely knew what it was. They knew
yeah,
that they hit onto what they thought was a winning formula. Unfortunately, uh, the movie didn't quite make as much money as the first one did. The first one made more
no,
money, and this one only, I think, made, what was it, 4 million? I think it made what they spent on it. I think, or they lost a little bit on it.
I
But
think they lost some on it. Yeah. But to be fair, I remember when I was a kid, they played the crap out of the first movie on TV.
yeah,
It was on like every channel. It was on HBO. It was on my local channels all the
it was,
time.
yeah, it was Bloodsport before Bloodsport.
Yeah, and then like the second one, I'd see maybe on once a year, if that.
Hmm.
But like the original man was on like at least 6 times, at least 6, 7 times a year, at least.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
you know,
If you had cable TV or you had an independent station, yeah, they would play the hell out of it.
they
Uh,
really did. That's yeah.
you
But
know
the
what's
cool
funny?
part is that
Funny is that you don't see too many canon films being played today, even though Warner Brothers took it over. I mean,
yeah,
Warner Brothers has the rights to them, so I know they sell them through the archives, through Warner Brother archives, but you don't really see them out too much on out and about. I haven't checked Tubi. They might have a few on Tubi. I mean, they might have, but obviously as we see, not very often, and they don't really necessarily stay for very long.
no, no, they don't. They don't, and it's really a shame because the canon movies are so fun.
They are.
I love them. I love them to death.
Well,
Um,
and we do got more canon films coming up, but we have to stay tuned to to find out which movies we'll be covering. But we will not be abandoning the canon because they have so many fun movies.
indeed, and we're also not abandoning horror either. Don't worry, we're
Oh
going back
no.
to it.
Oh yeah. Well, obviously we're going to be we're going back to a little bit next week with
A
the
little bit.
Battle of the Doctors
Yep,
because there's a lot of horror elements there.
definitely.
Then again on Friday the 13th we have on July 3rd we have Adam Marcus coming in on the 3rd, and then on the 10th we have the first installment of The Bat and Cat. I can't wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's
That
going to be fun.
that
That'll
should
be
be a hoot. Yeah,
That should be a hoot. And we'll be doing that on the regular as well, if you guys like it. We did see you guys mention, about, doing more movies, covering more action movies. And we did see that. We are listening for sure. We're glad that you like them. We didn't know that you guys would actually dig the action movie stuff that we were thinking about doing. But I'm glad you guys do because, we want to keep a nice, happy balance.
yeah, yeah, and we can't talk about horror all the time.
No, no.
I mean, I probably could, but
Well, if you want to, I'm thinking when Adam Marcus comes on, I say we turn it into a Scream 6 event.
yeah, yeah. Why not?
Um, let's see. Al, Jennifer's calling you. Oh, June says Al won a trophy in karate school
Did
for a roundhouse kick in a tournament.
yep,
Roadhouse.
yep. I sure
Um,
did.
let's see. Al called you the Karate Kid. Now, and Casey wants to see your roundhouse.
I don't think there's enough room in this area.
Well, can you show us your ninja outfit?
It's in the other closet. I'd have to
Okay.
go. I'd have to-
Uh, oh, why not all the time? Oh, we could, but obviously, we enjoy bringing the variety. It's so much fun. As far as that goes, it's we just tossed that out there when Al went on vacation, when you guys were supposed to go on vacation, and I had to come up with a couple of things, a couple of weeks of activities because I couldn't do the Friday the 13th because without Al. So I just was grasping for straws, which is why I threw out the Fist of Legend out there.
Yeah.
I didn't expect everybody to like it as much as they did. I didn't really think about it, but yeah, pretty well. Pretty people liked it. So we're looking forward to it. And the Canon films are and Full Moon next week. Full Moon.
Yep.
That'll be a lot of fun.
So next week, yeah. So we have the Battle of Doctors next week. So Dr. Mordred, by the way, for anybody, it is streaming on Tubi right now. I checked like a little while ago. It's still streaming on Tubi. That's the good thing about Full Moon. Most of their catalog is streaming on Tubi, by the way.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think Doctor Strange might be streaming, but maybe only on Shout Factory TV
or something. Yeah, it's not. It's somewhere. I haven't found it yet, but if I find it, I'll drop a link somewhere on Facebook or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So Al's going to be talking about Dr. Mordred, and that's a fun movie. That really is. That's my favorite Full Moon movie. Did you know that?
Is it? That's,
yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
Man, I was just thinking, man, I wish you sit there and go like, I wish they would have made more of these.
Oh man.
Yeah, I wish they would have made. And then of course Doctor Strange 85, that was made for a made for TV movie that came out on CBS. Mm-hmm. And anybody who likes to let's see, Jessica Walters. If there's any Jessica Walters fans out there, man, this is the movie to see her in. She is stunning. Yeah, she's awesome in this movie. It's a lot of fun, and considering that Dr. Mordred, like I mentioned, it was actually supposed to be a Doctor Strange movie, but they ran out of time and money, and that's why it wasn't made. But they're gonna go head to head next week. And what's really cool about this is also an 80s film too. These are also 80s films. So you were killing two stones with one throw, or killing two targets with one rock. 80s archives, and a little bit of horror and fantasy, and superheroes. Let's see. Brian Thompson much better in Mordred than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Oh, Casey. Oh, you're hurting my feelings.
I agree.
He was okay, and he was okay in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I mean, he didn't do out James Remar, but he wasn't that bad. And actually, the one movie I will tell you what I really like Brian Thompson in, and my favorite character I've ever seen him play, a movie called Miracle Mile.
I've heard of that. I've never seen it.
It's a fantastic movie. It's a fantastic movie. And he's in there, and he goes against type, and his character is amazing. Love that movie. Love this character. Maybe we should talk about Miracle Mile. We should think about that. You know what, we want besides hitting the like button, but we really would like to know some of the movies you like for me and Al to consider covering. I mean, we'll cover just about anything. We don't care. We are going to be doing horror. We're going to be focusing on horror. So anything mostly horror related, or a little bit of action, as long as it's not like crazy, do all the Lethal Weapon all the Lethal Weapons. We might do one or two maybe, but tell us what you guys want to see.
Yeah, doing like super long series like Fridays and whatnot was. I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed the hell out of it, but it can be a little rough after a little while.
Okay. Echo says Crazy Samurai 400 versus 1. Okay.
I've never heard of that.
I've heard of that.
You mentioned it.
I do have some martial art movies. I don't know if I have that one, but I do definitely have Samurai Marathon.
Now, I actually do have a question for the chat. do you want us to cover movies that are more easily available, like on Tubi and Pluto and stuff like that, or do you want us to cover more obscure stuff and stuff that's harder to get?
Yeah, because some of the stuff, some of the hardest stuff to get. I mean, I won't like I didn't have a copy of American Ninja 2. I
Yeah.
remember some of the scenes, but I didn't. I remember some of the scenes from my brother, but I didn't. I haven't seen it in a while. So, of course, we thought as of last week though, we didn't think that'd be a problem because it was streaming last week.
It was. It
Yeah,
was, and then they changed it to doing to a pay thing.
let's see. Jennifer I thought Jessica would have been Shrunken Heads. That
Shrunken Heads is actually pretty fun. That's a pretty fun movie.
Well, isn't there? What about there's as far as Full Moon goes, you got Trancers,
Oh
you
yeah,
got Economic Toys,
Puppet
with
Master.
Economic Toys versus Puppet Master. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
those are all fun ass movies.
Yeah. Yep.
How about the Ip Man movies?
Man. Yeah.
Wow, yeah, we could do that. The ones with Donnie Yen,
Yep.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah. I'm definitely not for that. Donnie Yen's one of my favorites. So
Yeah,
I'm
anything
definitely not
Donnie
for that.
Yen, Jet Li, Scott Atkins, because I'm thinking, I mean, yeah, you might be surprised what we got coming up for along that lines. Because I enjoy the action movies. I'm just, I was just like, this is a lot of fun. I really missed the American Ninja series, but I do have to say that the next few ones they weren't the best.
Yeah. We talked about maybe doing the rest of the American Ninjas. I don't think we will. They're not. They're okay, but
Yeah,
they're not as fun as the first two.
definitely not.
Yeah. Not.
Um,
Yeah. I don't think so.
and also too, let you guys know too, um, if you are, on our Instagram page, we'll fix up here on our Instagram page. Um, leave us questions questions that you would want to ask Adam Marcus. Go over to the Instagram and drop your questions. You can either direct it, you could send it to us direct, or you can leave it out in public. Doesn't matter on the Midnight Society page or in the Facebook group. Leave us the questions you want to ask. Want us to ask Adam Marcus. If you have a question about the movie, Jason Goes to Hell, or any of his other movies that he's done, please feel free to drop some questions, and we'll ask them on your behalf. We'll be happy to do that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm pretty excited that we got him to come on in and talk to us.
Yeah, that should really should be a great show. I'm really looking forward to that.
I gotta tell you. Speaking of a couple of things, I want to mention a couple of things here. Our own John Horton here. He launched his YouTube page, and now he's got some content he wants us to know about. And I gotta be honest with you, man, I'm pretty excited for it. So what he's going to be doing, one's going to be a challenge. He's going to be doing a challenge series, and then two, I do believe the other one's going to be it might be a ranking series. If I'm wrong, fix me, John. But he's got some new stuff coming out on his channel, and if you haven't subscribed to him, I'm sure somebody will drop the link in there for me. By all means, go to his channel and give it a sub and participate. In fact, so much. Here's what we're gonna do. Hold on here. The Midnight Society here is going to be doing this. When John does this contest, it'll be up to him, of course. But when he does his contest and he does the challenge, whoever comes up with the best challenge, we will be sending out a 3-pack goodie pack. So this is what we're going to be offering. So John's going to pick the winner. He's going to give us the address, and then we're sending you some goodies. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming out later on this week on John Horton's channel. So you have some chances to win some swag, and swag is good. Swag is always good.
Oh yeah, swag's good.
So there's that. You know, it's hard to believe that it's already going to be July.
I know. It's insane, dude.
Wait, the Halloween's just around the corner.
Yeah.
You know, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the word Halloween?
First thing, pumpkins.
I mean, that would be my second. Maybe people in the chat. What do you guys think of when you hear the word Halloween? That's coming up. It's hard to believe it is. You know what? It's just amazing. It's like once something huge happens, once something large gets launched, it's like it's on everybody's mind. Let's see. Oh, Fist of the North Star. Oh, that's a good one to cover. Yep. I have to see if I thought I had that. I saw that a long time ago. Echo saying Trick or Treat. Vanessa saying Haunted Houses. Jennifer knows what's coming up. Casey Spookala. Shit. Yeah, we're Steven and see June saying Black Cats. Trunk or Treat for the last 2 years. That's yep. Spookala, that's cute. Did Hobbs leave? Hobbs must have left.
He must have.
Because it's going to be spectacular. That's what I think about when I think of Halloween. It's the spook. Oh, here it is, spectacular, baby. Shirts now available. Oh, did you actually make a spectacular T-shirt? That is awesome.
Nice.
Wow. You know, you should make a couple of these guys blue wrenches so we can get them to drop their links.
Speaking of, we also have a shirt.
That's right. I hear we have a coffee mug.
Supposedly, yeah. That's what I hear.
Bones did. Bones made a spectacular shirt, and Bones is the man. Agreed. So that's right. Too true. Oh, also tonight, as we mentioned before, this is our first show at 8:00. So we're going to be going on from 8 to 10. And then after our shows here, in fact, I should go drop that link. After the show is over here, we hope that you guys will follow us over to Gory B Movies YouTube channel to show her some support. She is doing a battle royal, so to speak, of massive horror icons, and I think the last night, it might be tonight, before they go into the fight. The battle start next week. We're gonna go over there and pitch Joe Armstrong as our final guy, our final person candidate. Let's see. I'm gonna drop Gory's link here so you guys can go over there and check her out.
I just did.
Oh, okay, great. You're the man.
Let's see.
You know what I wish we could cover? I really would. I really like to, you know what? Maybe we will do this next month. I got something for you. As soon as this show is over, I got something for you. I'm thinking about it. I got something for you. We should have done this already, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this in July or August. All right. But yeah. You know, it's funny, isn't it funny how we're doing live and you're sitting and you're getting all the energy from the chat. The chat, like our chat is the best. Quite honestly, I think our chats are the best. I mean, they're so energetic, they're so engaging. I totally love it.
Agreed, 100%.
Yeah, this is what it's supposed to be about, and we do appreciate you guys so much. But man, you get so much ideas coming off them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sitting over here, I'm thinking already just all these crazy ideas because I'm looking at what they're saying in there, and they're coming with some really good ideas. And I just want to go. I wish we had more shows to do it.
Yeah, there's only so much time, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 hours goes by fast, doesn't it?
Sometimes it does. Most of the time it does. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at there it is from Casey. Spectacular 2022 shirt. That is so awesome.
Thank
I'm
you,
gonna get
Casey.
we gotta get spectacular shirts.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely need to do that.
We got Midnight Society shirt, and I'm gonna buy the Midnight Society coffee cup. That I'm gonna do. That I want a coffee cup.
I think I think my mom wants the mug. Yeah.
Um, so what do you
uh,
got on your channel this week, Al? Got anything cool coming up?
only thing big I do have a To Be Tuesday coming up on Tuesday. I'm gonna drop it during the day though. It's not gonna be live because I got too much else going on this week. Um, and maybe something else. We'll see. We'll see what I have time for because I kind of have a busy week with work this week. So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. This week here, it's gonna be a fun week for here on the channel on eight questions with. We have four shows this week. We have four shows. We have Brandy Wheeler coming up on the 21st. We have a animal rescuer. That's right. I haven't done one of these in a while. It's a lady down in Florida named Linda. I don't know how to say her last name without crushing it. But I'm gonna Lubritz. I don't know how to say her last name, so I'm just gonna use her name. Linda Lubritz will be here at 8 o'clock, and then Chrissy Georgiana Peters will be here on the 23rd at 8 o'clock, and then on Friday at 9 o'clock special time. We have film director and editor Sean Kane will be with us. Oh, Gory's not on tonight. Oh, she's probably still recovering from yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. She was
Oh,
going for quite a while yesterday.
okay. I did not see that show, so I did not know exactly how long. Yeah, I do know that she was up pretty late though, because I was up at 5:30 in the morning, and she was still up.
Yeah,
Um.
she canceled like 20 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay.
So we were, yeah.
I understand. Well, okay. I guess we could improvise, right?
Yeah, so let's stay on all
Well,
night. No,
that's right. Okay. Where's Katie at?
with her 6 hour stream, yeah.
That was I can believe it. I'm going like, you know what? I told Hobbs, I said, Katie's still going on. She's like 6.5 hours. I said, I think she's after our 10-hour mark for kick, because we did almost a 10-hour stream. And,
Yeah.
and that was all Hobbs' fault, by the way. And I think she's after chasing it. And I thought she was going to make it. Because I looked on there. In fact, I thought when I first went on and I saw it was like at 4 hours, I said, "Oh, that's a mistake. It's YouTube." But I
Right.
went over there. There they were, just going away, and I'm going, "Okay." And then someone says, "Hey, Katie's still on." I'm going, like, "Yeah, but she's been on already for 6 hours." And I looked over. There was like 6 hours and 6.5 hours. I was very impressed.
That takes a lot, man, because I've been a part of some pretty long streams, but never like the whole time type of deal, you know?
Well, I remember last year for the Halloween, they had the channel, like a channel hop. Ethel Cross did it, and it
Mm.
was, I think it was like 24 hours. And what it was she and I think this was her first time doing it, or she might have done it before. But what she did was she basically she got like 24 YouTubers, and they each did an hour, and you just followed along. The person would come up, do the hour, and then y'all followed her to the next one. And Ethel was up
Ah,
all for the whole show. She stayed awake for the whole damn thing.
damn.
I was just like, uh, no, that was yeah, no, that was like 6.5 hours. Yeah, I can't do that. I even if I have a co-pilot, uh, well, maybe Tochi. If I had Tochi with me, I could do 24 hours.
There you go.
Me and Jennifer, me and Jennifer could do 24 hours. We could do that. But anybody else, I think I'd just die.
I bet y'all could, yeah.
Oh no, it's with Jennifer when her and I were doing the pushes, and we're going to be doing some of those soon because I sort of want to get back to that. We might not go on as long as we have before, but I definitely want to do something with Jennifer to come up and hang out with because she's a lot of fun.
Oh,
Uh, and and did you catch the midnight hour last Thursday?
I caught some of it.
Damn, that was a that was a that show was lit. Super fun. They had Jennifer and Sean Blue Digi, and because Mighty Casey and Bones and Hobbs weren't there, they all just, had things going on.
Yeah.
So Katie was up there, and Jennifer and Sean Blue Digi. Man, those guys were on fire. I told Hobbs, I said, man, this is a great show. It's just sort of makes you want to go up, doesn't it? And then yeah,
There you
you guys did a great job last week, Jennifer and Hobbs and Casey and yeah, and they covered horror comedies, which seems to be a rising topic, doesn't it? I mean,
Well,
it seems
there's
to be
so many now. There's
it's
so
so
many.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm sort of torn by that. Like I know it's for some people it's fun, but I think it sort of waters down horror. It's like
I
if you overdo it.
I get that. Yeah. There's to me right now. There's a fine line between the good horror comedy and the bad ones, and there's a lot of bad ones coming out lately. I noticed. Um, but I mean, there are a few good ones, like Dead Ant. I watched a couple weeks ago for Tubi Tuesday. That one was pretty fun.
Right.
I mean, there's a few that are still fun and worth watching, but I do find a lot of them nowadays are just kind of you know.
I think they try too hard.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
think that's the thing. They try too hard instead of just it's okay to and of course you can blame Sam Raimi for that. I do. How is it that Sam Raimi feels that he has to make everything funny, but then again you look at the other masters like Toby Hooper or Stuart Gordon or George A. Romero, John Carpenter. Uh,
Yeah.
and they never made any of their movies just straight out yucks, played for laughs. They had some funny lines in them, like Escape from New York. I mean, there's a lot of funny lines in that movie, but that movie's an action movie. It's the first thing you don't think of. You don't really think of you don't think of comedy. You just think of action packed, but it has it has a lot of fun to it.
Well, you do have Big Trouble in Little China though.
Yeah. I
But
mean, yeah,
again, you
but
could say that that's an action movie too.
but he's saying though, look at this is funny. This movie is funny. Where Sam
True.
Raimi, he really didn't do that.
That's
He just
true.
like he
Yeah.
just pushes it on there. It's like because you go and you're expecting to see for Evil Dead. When you went to see Evil Dead 2, you're expecting the same sort of ferociousness from the first one. And you're
Hmm.
certainly as hell not expecting the last one to be what it was. That the Army of Darkness. You're not expecting that. Um,
Right.
and it's
Right.
just like I don't mind it, but sort of state what you're doing. You know, I just don't think forced combinations work too well. When you have to really try to be funny. If you want to be funny, do a comedy. That's what
Yeah.
like that's what Carpenter did. He says, I'm gonna make a funny movie. I'm gonna combine comedy and action and create a great character. And that's what he did. But could he use that same formula on the thing and make it work? No, he couldn't.
No, definitely not. Yeah. Let me
Uh,
see what we got here.
so, uh,
Okay. Um.
Hoff is sitting there saying lots of merch for you to wear. Get rid of your regular clothing and switch to our merch. Um,
The indie scene seems to be gravitating towards comedies disguised as yeah. Which
yeah,
isn't like I said, if it's funny, it's not a bad thing, but it's too kind of overdone. And Echo mentioned Fulci. Yeah, Fulci was serious as can be. Um, But speaking of Fulci, it was this past. I think it was past Friday was his birthday.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Lucio Fulci, and for Tubi Tuesday, I'm actually covering a Lucio Fulci movie. I'm going to be covering Manhattan Baby, which
Oh,
is yep.
I was wondering if you're gonna cover the Gates of Hell.
I have the Gates of Hell, but I don't believe that's on Tubi.
Oh, it is no.
I don't think. I don't think. But maybe I don't know. I don't know. I haven't checked. Manhattan Baby's one I hadn't seen, so that's why I wanted to do that one.
See, Hobbs is sitting there going, "Al Lecard's fangs and Echo the bunny ears."
There you go. You're for your perfect Halloween costume. There you go.
That's right. You stop by the store and pick up a coffee mug and fresh fangs.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Well, I'd like you guys. Thanks for you guys for coming out and supporting our coverage of American Ninja 2: The Confrontation. Um, Again, we're gonna have a lot of fun coming up next week. Next week will be our big announcement for July. I can't wait, but that will be coming next week.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing about it is you guys can all help us out. You guys can all participate. That's all I gotta say.
Yep. It's gonna
In
be good.
fact,
It's gonna be a good time.
I'm sure most of you guys will participate, and we're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be epic, and it's gonna be very surprising too. I know a lot of people are gonna be very surprised, and but we've been working hard, and we think this is gonna be a lot of fun to do, and yeah, we can't wait. We can't wait to share it with you guys next week.
Yeah.
Any last words
Should be a good time.
before you take us out, Al?
Not really. Like I said, thanks to everybody for coming. We really do appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much. And
Um,
yeah, feel free to drop comments, share it out.
yeah, message us, whatever. Message us stuff you want us to cover, suggestions, anything like that. We'd love to hear all of that from you guys.
Yep. Questions for Adam Marcus for the July 3rd show?
Yep,
Um,
absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely. All right, guys. I guess we're gonna get out of here a little early tonight. So go. Peace out. See y'all
My,
later.
my bad.